We're back with another huge sneaker unboxing of all the sneakers that I've kind of been picking up and saving over the last couple weeks just to show you guys. You guys seem to enjoy these videos. I love these videos. It's like Christmas for me. It's awesome. And in today's video, we get a pair of sneakers that does not come out till December and is one of the most hyped up sneakers of the year. Let me move all these boxes off the table. There's so many of them. But this first pair of sneakers that we're gonna unbox is from today's sponsor, Vessi. Now it did come in a shipping bag, but I took it off because I couldn't get the address off of it, so I didn't want you guys to see that. But this is a pair of Vessis. Huge shout out to Vessi for supporting the channel for as long as they have. Also, you might be saying to yourself, why are you promoting Vessi on this channel? Like, this is a sneaker channel about hyped up pairs of shoes. Why are you promoting Vessi of all brands? Well, to give you guys some background on this partnership, a couple years ago, probably 2 years ago at this point, I did a review of Vessi that was unsponsored. I bought a pair because I just kept seeing Vessi ads all over YouTube, just to try it out, because I was like, there's no way these sneakers are as good as all these advertisers are saying. Vessi's main deal is that their shoes are waterproof and they keep your socks dry, which for me as a sock company owner is a huge deal. I mean, even the first thing you get inside the box says, welcome to the Dry Socks Club. The pair that I'm unboxing is one of their latest silhouettes, the Courtside Classic. And these shoes, just like every other pair of sneakers that Vessi sells, are waterproof, which means you can wear these out in the rain, you can put your foot in a pond, and your feet will still be dry. I mean, as long as you don't stand deeper than where the top of the shoe is. But like I was saying, I bought a pair of Vessis to review a couple years ago. It was completely unbiased, completely unsponsored. They had reached out previously, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna take a sponsorship from a company that I don't even know if what they're saying is true. So I reviewed the sneakers, and surprisingly, they work exactly as advertised. Needless to say, I was shocked. I just didn't expect that to be possible from a knit pair of sneakers. The pair that I was reviewing was knit. This pair is actually also kind of knit as well. And since then, I've actually been rocking Vessis as my beat-around sneakers. The sneakers that I throw on whenever it's rainy outside or whenever I don't want to get my nice sneakers dirty. Not to say these aren't nice sneakers, but compare these to like a $500 pair of Jordans, and you're more likely to wear these in the rain than the $500 pair of Jordans. But what I've really appreciated about Vessi over the last couple years is with these new silhouettes that they're dropping, not only are they still waterproof, but they've actually gotten really good looking. Like the Courtside Classics are really clean. It's sort of a laid-back vibe, kind of skater shoe-ish. I think it's actually inspired by 90s basketball sneakers, which as you guys know is my favorite era of sneakers. Well, 80s and 90s, but still, they all kind of look similar. That being said, when I heard these were coming out, I had to grab a pair because this is the kind of shoe that fits my aesthetic perfectly, and also I could throw on whenever it's raining, whenever it's stormy, whenever I want to jump in a mud puddle, I don't know, and not worry about getting messed up. In terms of tech specs, it's got Diamond-Tex 100% waterproof material on the upper. Even the knit area is waterproof, which is crazy. They're also made of vegan materials, so if you're into that, you get a plus there as well, and they're surprisingly comfortable. For a pair of shoes that's waterproof, you'd think it wouldn't be that breathable, and to be fair, it's not the most breathable pair of shoes in the world, but it is more breathable than you would expect. But I will say on this particular pair, it's very well padded, it's very comfortable. It does seem to fit me true to size, albeit a tad bit tight, so if you are grabbing a pair of these, maybe go up half a size, or if you have regular width feet or narrow feet, go true to size. I really like this Courtside Classic silhouette a lot, and Vessi has a ton of other silhouettes that you can choose from if this style is not your style. And so in my opinion, if you're looking for an everyday pair of sneakers that you can wear in the rain, in the mud, to keep your nice sneakers clean, grab a pair of Vessis. So if you guys want to check them out for yourself, I've left a link at the top of the description below. Huge thank you once again to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. And I'm being serious, these are waterproof. It's wild. But let's put the Courtside Classics aside and check out another pair of sneakers. This is actually a pair, or two pairs, from a local company. I don't know if you're familiar with Culture Kicks. They've got a huge YouTube channel, a huge TikTok. I think they just hit 1 million on TikTok. And of course, they're big on Whatnot and other platforms like that. They just released 2 pairs of their own sneakers, or are about to release 2 pairs of their own sneakers. And they actually dropped them off at the Apothecary office this week. They're also local to Philly, so shout out to them for being a dope local brand. We've got 2 pairs here. I've already tried them on. I actually tried them on in the office and we did a whole vlog. So if you guys want to subscribe to Apothecary's YouTube channel or Instagram, TikTok, all that sort of good stuff, linked in the description below. But here are the 2 pairs that they're dropping. I believe these both drop on September 1st. The first pair is the Culture Trainer 1, a brand new silhouette from Culture Kicks, not in association with any other brand. This is like a straight up Culture Kick sneaker. And I've got to admit, for a pair of shoes that's made from scratch, pretty impressive. I've made a bunch of shoes in my time. I've made shoes with sneaker brands, I have 3D printed shoes, and these are really clean, and it's hard to make a very clean looking pair of sneakers, at least maybe for me, I don't know. I have trouble sometimes. But these sneakers are super fire, especially in this, I don't know, mocha colorway? I'm not sure exactly what the name of the colorway is, but I think they cost 110 bucks, so they're reasonably priced as well. You've also got the second pair. This is the Culture Glider. This shoe is also very clean. It's pretty breathable. You've got this super nice cushion in the midsole. Paneling on the upper is cool. I like this brown colorway. I think they've got a couple other colorways, like a black and a white. And then in the trainer, they have 2 colorways, but huge shout out to Culture Kicks. They're absolutely killing it. I really appreciate them coming through the office, giving me some sneakers, and check them out if you guys want a pair. Also, congrats to them for hitting 1 million on TikTok. That's a huge achievement. This next pair is from Nike. I picked up one of the latest Jordan releases. You guys can probably guess what it is. This is a pair of shoes that I really wanted, but I'm kind of struggling because I feel like this shoe is probably gonna go on sale very, very soon, so I might return this pair and get a pair when they're cheaper. because this is a $200 pair of sneakers. I don't know. Maybe I'll find them at the outlet next time I go. That would be sick. So as you guys can probably tell, this is the Air Jordan 6 Olympics. It released 2 weeks ago during the Olympics. You've got this really cool box. It's kind of glossy white with matte white. You've got a Jumpman in the center, and I believe these are fireworks. Like glossy fireworks. Super cool graphic. So these, I think, last released in 2012. It's been a while since they last dropped. These are a size 9, white varsity red. There's no navy in the name? Okay, well this is a pretty navy heavy sneaker. I don't know why there's no navy on the size tag. Regardless, let's open this guy up, see what we've got. That's kind of cool. You got the same graphic on the paper. Pretty rad. Here they are. The Air Jordan 6 Olympics. Now I know I've already said I'm going to return these, but it's not because I don't like the sneaker. The sneaker itself is absolutely fire. Possibly one of my favorite pairs of 6s. Probably my favorite pair of non-OG 6s. You've got this beautiful white tumbled leather upper accented by navy hits. I guess the navy is the upper and then the white is the overlay. Either way, you got the Olympic 6s, all in tumbled leather. It feels surprisingly high quality. I mean, it should for a $200 pair of sneakers, let's be honest. You've got white laces weaving through the eyelets, your red Jumpman, your red lace lock. You've got your red Jumpman on the heel with the air text and that sort of like, I don't know, I guess it's not old school. It's kind of a, in my head, it's like a 2000s style typeface, like that modern digital typeface from back in the day. And then you've also got the semi-translucent blue outsole, which I think is already yellowing. Man, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's yellowing a bit, like there and there and there. But I am going to throw these guys on. I mean, you guys have been seeing on-foot shots throughout the video, but I'm going to throw these guys on, see how they fit, see how they look. Like I said, I really, really want to keep these. It's just that price point sucks. That $200 price point's awful. I mean, they're still sitting on Nike's website. In fact, let me check them out on StockX really quick, see what they're going for. I have a sneaking suspicion that they are going for well under retail on StockX. Speaking of StockX, Apothecary is now on StockX. If you guys want to sell any of your Apothecary stuff or buy any Apothecary stuff that you missed out on, check us out on StockX. Yeah, these are going for $164 on StockX right now. That is a far cry from $200. After fees, it would come out to $186. It's still $14 under retail. I bet they're gonna drop even more. And honestly, I'm gonna try and find them at the outlets because I think they are gonna end up at the outlets at some point. So that's my goal. I was kind of hoping that would be the case for the UNC 9s as well because I really like those. But they never showed up at the outlets, at least not in my size. So it's possible that's the case with these two. Who knows? What do we have next? We have 3 more boxes. This one is from, I think, Foot Locker. What was I using to cut all these boxes? Let's do, it's not pretty. And it also doesn't get the job done. Okay, let's try something else. I really don't want to destroy this box, but I might have to because I cannot find a box cutter. There we go. Got it open. Okay, here we go. Inside this box is a pair of sneakers that I've been looking forward to for months. I mean months. And I've talked about it a bunch in other videos. You guys might already know what it is just from the side of the box. You've got the Anthony Edwards logo right there. AE1 Low from Foot Locker. This is the latest colorway of the shoe to drop. And man, since I first saw leaked images of this, I actually emailed Adidas and was like, yo, can you send me that? And they did not send me this. Here we go. I'm so excited to see these in person. The AE1 Lows in the mural colorway. That pink is so clean. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to try these guys on. I cannot wait. All right, so the AE1 Lows are the latest Anthony Edwards signature sneaker, or the latest colorway of the Anthony Edwards signature sneaker. They obviously have a different cushioning setup than the standard AE1s. They've got Boost Light in the heel and I think in the forefoot. I've heard multiple different things about the AE1 Lows versus the standard AE1s. A lot of reports say that these are better for ball than the standard AE1s. I haven't tried them yet, even though I've had another pair previously. I actually gave that pair away to Josh at Apothecary through one of our Guess It and Win It games. If you guys haven't seen that on our TikTok or Instagram or wherever, basically what we do is I put a sneaker in a box and if they guess it right, they get to keep it. Josh won a pair of AE1s, Osman won a pair of Futura Nike Dunk Lows, and any pair that they don't guess, we give away to people in random orders on Apothecary's website. So honestly, a pretty fun challenge. I really like doing it. And that's where the last pair of AE1s that I had went. But this is the latest pair. It's definitely got some Miami vibes to it. Kind of dig that about it. I really like this pink a lot. It's so clean. I'm gonna wear this casually. That's my plan. I just think the AE1 Lows is such a dope casual basketball sneaker. Like I know KDs are coming back and Kobe's are coming back and LeBrons are coming back. Not coming back in popularity, but coming back retroing. But people aren't really wearing KDs casually anymore. People aren't really wearing LeBrons casually. They are wearing Kobe's, but honestly I think it's more because of the hype than anything else. That being said, AE1s I do think can be worn casually. It's one of those shoes, it's kind of got a Yeezy vibe to it a little bit, so I think that does definitely contribute to the popularity of this shoe. That being said, it's gorgeous. This colorway is my favorite colorway. I realize it's bright, I realize it's out there, but it's different, man. I don't think I have any other pink sneakers currently. The only pink sneakers I've ever had have been basketball sneakers, actually, that I can remember. But the AE1 line is probably my favorite thing to come out of Adidas in the last year and a half, 2 years. I mean, $110 for a pair of low-top basketball sneakers that are beasts on court and look amazing. I don't know, the AE2s are gonna have to be fire. Let me know your thoughts on these in the comment section down below. Let me know if you like the AE1 lows. I really dig them. I think the toe area on this colorway is also still reflective. I know all of the AE1s have had reflective toes, even if they don't look reflective. I think this one's also the case as well. I think it is, even though it's bright pink, still reflective. The logo accent is more of a peach color on this shoe, and then of course you've got black, really accenting the pink on this shoe. It is definitely a crazy pop of color, but in my opinion, super clean, super wearable. Planning to rock these as soon as possible. Next up is another pair of sneakers, which I think people will either really love or really hate. This is actually a pair that I've already unboxed, and you guys may have seen my YouTube short or my TikTok or my Instagram, all the short form content that I made on the shoe that I've already dropped. But I wanted to unbox it here for you guys just because the box is pretty cool, and I think it's a pretty cool pair of sneakers, and I got it pretty early, so I wanted to show you guys what came in the box and what the shoe actually looks like. So this is obviously the Salehe Bembury Crocs Juniper. This is the newest colorway, the Tahini colorway. And as you can see, this box is different than the first pair of Junipers, which came in like that sort of recycled box. Here it is. It's actually very different than the original Junipers. This is more of the original Crocs clog, I think, box style that you had. But it looks like they really changed up the box a lot. This is probably easy to... What I was trying to say is this is probably easier to manufacture. Also, it's smaller and it's easier to store. This box has just been kind of floating around the studio for the last couple months. But unlike the last box, it's kind of a standard rectangular shape. You've got this semi-translucent clear box lid that says Crocs Salehe Bembury. The rest of the box just says the Crocs Juniper, Crocs Salehe Bembury, and then you've got the size tag. Where is it? Over here. Men's size 9, women's size 11, Salehe Bembury Juniper Tahini, the latest colorway. So let's pop the top in this box, see what we've got inside. First thing we've got is actually a note. The Crocs Juniper by Salehe Bembury, Crocs Pollex Pod Makers Union designed and tested in Broomfield, Colorado. Mind your comfort, comfort your mind, the outdoors is yours. Very, very nice. Let's check out the shoes. Here we go. Now there were tags on these shoes, but I took them off because I already filmed the on-foot stuff of this shoe. But here they are, the Tahini Crocs Junipers, the brand new colorway of this shoe. I've heard really mixed reviews on these. I really like the way that these look a lot, and I do think they're a more toned down colorway of this shoe. So if you didn't like that sort of out there guava colorway, which I actually really, really like a lot, you have this new option, which is kind of a yellow and white colorway. I really like this sneaker. It's just so unique and so different. I really love Salehe Bembury's work. He's an industrial designer like myself, which is super cool, except he's 10 times more successful and way better at design. But I like how he takes classic designs and twists them and molds them, and then he also creates brand new silhouettes like this. My favorite detail, and also sort of his signature on the sneaker, is his fingerprint used as the traction pattern on the Junipers. It's also used on the standard Pollex clogs and the slides as well. And then you can also find it in his New Balance collabs and things like that, sort of hidden throughout the shoe. But on this sneaker, it's a huge design element. You've got it as the traction pattern. It wraps up into the side of the shoe, creates this super unique pattern and shape. Very, very 3D, very textural. And I mean, it's wild. In my head, this is sort of a hiking shoe, and I think that's how they're starting to market it. That said, it is primarily a lifestyle shoe, so you can wear this doing whatever you want to do. This pair I've worn a lot, and surprisingly, it's barely worn down. I mean, the rubber on the bottom of this shoe is hefty, so you can definitely get a lot of wear out of this without ruining it. But I definitely wouldn't be opposed to hiking in this because the upper of the shoe is actually the soft TPU material, so you could literally just hose it down if you wanted to. The insole is also, I think, the same material that's used in the cushioning of the shoe, so it's kind of all like seemingly a water-resistant material, except for maybe the fabric on the top of the shoe. So you can literally hose these down if you wanted to. Like, go on a hike, get them muddy, get them dirty, spray them with the hose, and you're good to go. But in my opinion, these are the most unique sneakers to drop all year. They're not the weirdest. We've had some really weird shoes dropping this year, but these are definitely the most unique. And I really like that about these. I'm really excited about the third colorway, I think, that's coming out at some point in the future. The blue and orange, if I remember correctly. Now, up until like yesterday, I didn't know when these were dropping, but Salehe just posted on his Instagram that these are dropping, I think, on September 5th. So if you want to grab these, I think they're 140. Let me double check, I'm not sure. Yes, 140, and you can grab them, I believe, through Salehe's website and possibly Crocs, maybe just Salehe's website, I'm not sure. The release information is pretty difficult to come by on these, but super cool pair of sneakers, super unique, and I definitely recommend checking them out if you haven't yet. These are definitely head turners. But now I get to the pair, that was a terrible drum roll, the pair of sneakers that you guys have all been waiting for. So this pair of sneakers I purchased from GOAT. This is an incredibly early pair of sneakers. Unfortunately, it does not have a box. I bought it boxless on GOAT, but it has been through their authentication system, and I haven't seen these in person yet. And they come out in December, which is crazy. So I'm really interested to see when these were manufactured. Before we get to this pair of sneakers, let me know your guesses in the comment section down below. Oh my gosh. The Air Jordan 11 Legend Blues, releasing this December 2024. Last released, I believe, in 2014, I think was the last time these dropped. This is really, really wild to see these. First things first, I want to see when these were manufactured. That's the first thing I want to see. Where's the production dates? Maybe it's easier to read this size tag. Oh, interesting. Between February 21st, 2024 and May 22nd, 2024. So these have been made for a minute. This is August at the time of filming this video, like middle of August. And these finished production in May. So these have been sitting. Now I know there can definitely be some skepticism with early sneakers, pairs of sneakers that won't release for another 2 months. But I bought these from GOAT. I trust GOAT. So I'm pretty sure these are legit. At least that would be my guess. Now, unfortunately, no box. That's one of the bummers of buying sneakers this early. But it does allow us to get an early look at this pair of sneakers. And you guys will see my review in the next couple days. Really excited about trying these guys out. These are my size, a size 9. And this is a pair of sneakers that I don't know if you guys have heard me tell the story, but I never was able to hit. Back when I used to work in Long Island, New York, I used to take the LIRR from Queens, where I lived, to Long Island. I had to take the, I think it was, to get like really technical about trains, I had to take the M to the J, and then the J to Jamaica, and then jump on the LIRR. And it took like 2.5 hours to get to work every day. It was brutal. I was only at that company for like 2 years. I started carpooling, it was fine. All that said, when this shoe dropped, it dropped on my way to work on a Friday in the morning. At least I remember it being on a Friday. I'm pretty sure they were still doing drops on Fridays in 2014. And I missed out. It was on Nike.com. I had it in my cart. I was about to check out, and it just glitched on me. And then I lost service, and I just could not buy these. And I thought I had a shot, but apparently I didn't. And the resale was just always like in the $300 range, and I just was never willing to spend the money. And it was just the shoe that got away. There have been a couple shoes like that where I've been so close and then missed out, like the Bel Air 5s, these. What else? The original satin bread ones from 2016. I was walking to work in Soho, and I walked past the event where those shoes were dropping. There was no one in line, and I didn't stop by just because I was like, I don't know, it's probably just another pair of bread ones. I saw it was a Jordan brand event, but I didn't know what sneaker it was. And it was open to the public, and there was no line, and I could have grabbed a pair of the, well, at that time, $3,000 satin bread ones, but unfortunately, I did not. But now I have them, and I got them for 82 bucks, which is crazy. Not exactly the same pair, but still. But this is another one of those shoes that I just was never able to grab, and after a couple years, I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for the next retro, and they just never retroed. And now, 10 years later, they're finally retroing, and I finally have a pair to not only review for you guys, but to wear. This is a pair that I've been wanting to wear for a while. Now, unfortunately, I don't wear 11s as much as I did back in 2014, but I still really like these shoes a lot. Without spoiling too much of the review, I just want to go over really quickly some of the details on this shoe. You've got the white patent leather, you've got this white leather upper, you've got these white straps, and then of course your little blue Jumpman right there, your Legend blue Jumpman. You've got a black sock liner with a 23 on the heel, your blue carbon fiber, which is a detail that I completely forgot about, and then a semi-translucent outsole with black pods. I would assume the packaging is going to be similar to most of the other Air Jordan 11s that have dropped over the last couple years. Maybe a flip-top box, maybe a slidey box, I'm not sure. I'm sure I could look up the packaging, but I don't want to ruin it because it's just going to make me want the packaging, and I don't want to buy a whole nother pair just to get the packaging. But yeah, stay tuned for this review. You've got the Jordan Jumpman patch right there in the midfoot of the shoe. Very, very clean. I did pay around 600 bucks for these, which was probably a lot, because they'll probably go for around retail when they release. And I also didn't get a box, but hey, I can give you guys an early review. And yeah, I'm super stoked about these. I might just have to throw these guys on feet and just start rocking them. Actually, let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are excited about this pair, if you plan to grab it in December when it officially releases. The holiday Jordans tend to be some of the most popular sneakers to drop all year, even if people aren't like huge Jordan 11 fans. You get caught up in the hype. You usually buy the Jordan 11 just because it's the shoe to grab at that point. And hey, if you don't have any 11s, good way to start. Classic pair of Jordans, classic colorway, one of Michael Jordan's favorite models, one of Tinker Hatfield's favorite models, great pair of sneakers. Can't go wrong with a pair of 11s. But hey, let me know your thoughts on these in the comment section down below. Let me know which pair is your favorite, and also if you want me to keep doing unboxing videos. I'm on the fence, they're expensive, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it is usually sneakers that I'm just buying for myself anyway, but still, let me know if you guys like these kinds of videos in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I will see you all in the next one.